Hi there, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. I am Dr. Jack Bielitz, the former host of this show. We have decided to take this concept into version 2.0, where we actually have somebody asking Dr. Jack questions. So we have brought from behind the front desk, Aaliyah.
Hello.
And she has been with me for a little over 2 years now, and absolutely amazing person. And she has decided that she wants to kind of bring forth a subject that's very sensitive to a lot of people, but she thinks that her story can maybe help motivate some other people that are out there that might be suffering from the same thing to seek the help that she received at this office. And so that's what we're here to, on this edition of the Ask Dr. Jack show, to do. So let's do a little introduction. Just tell a little bit about your background, Aaliyah.
Well, I'm 31. I have 2 kids, and I've always been an active, healthy person. I grew up on a farm, so lots of fresh veggies and things like that. But I did have a piece of my health that was never really very good. My mental health. And I suffered a lot with depression most of my life. Yeah. It's a hard one.
And here's the thing. She didn't tell me about any of this when we started. She came to me for some care, and she had been to chiropractors most of her life for very physical stuff, like the traditional chiropractic patient.
And I was in a car accident, stuff like that. I never, ever thought that a chiropractor could help me with my emotions.
Exactly, and that's what we treated her. We treated her very basic stuff, and so she didn't tell me any of this. In fact, she did a great job of hiding all of it. So...
Yeah, I was hiding it. By the time I came to work for you, I had just resolved that one day I was going to be another suicide statistic, and that I really had to deal with my depression and everything on my own. But when you found out about it...
yeah, that was a unique day.
That was a tough day.
She came into the office and basically broke down right in the middle of nowhere. And I had no idea where this was coming from. I had no idea anything like this was going on. And all of a sudden, there it was in front of me. And, I've helped a lot of people with this type of thing over the years. So it wasn't, a mind-blowing thing, but in a way it was, because, at that point I thought I kind of knew who she was and what she was about. And, there was a lot of stuff going on. So, kind of let people know where you were at that point.
Like I said, I had given up on conventional treatments. I was done taking medication. They made me feel foggy or tired. I felt like my range of emotion had really been taken away. And like I said, I have two kids, so it was hard to enjoy softball with them at certain points. So I was done. But that day that I came in with the breakdown, nothing specific happened. It was just depression struck, and I woke up upset, and I came here, and we started talking about how long I had been dealing with this, and we did an adjustment. You did an exam.
Exactly, yeah. So when we get a person that's dealing with something that isn't necessarily physical, a lot of the stuff we do to analyze people is similar, and then we also do a lot more to get a little bit more specific, because there's obviously different things that we do with people that are suffering from more of a depression type of angle. And so once we saw what was going on and how deep some of this stuff was, because she had been dealing with this for years, that's when we started, and I gave her a different type of treatment that day. And from then on, she could start seeing a little bit of difference in how she was feeling.
Yeah, it was a step progression. I think in today's society we really expect things to just happen, but so we started off with the adjustments, and I started feeling better, and I started feeling different. Like my emotions weren't as erratic. I would get a little upset, and some days it would be really hard, and I'd eat a whole pint of ice cream, But then it would resolve itself that day, and it wouldn't carry on into the next day, and I wouldn't it didn't affect my ability to mother or anything like that.
Which,
Finally.
yeah, exactly. Finally, before a depression state could last for many days in a row. So at least it was starting to come around, and as she became more aware of what's going on, she could give me more information. And so at one point, we brought in some nutritional supplements to start managing some of the neurotransmitters in the brain. And as she was able to give me more and more information, because the body was getting a little bit more aware of things, then we brought in some homeopathics to help. So all of these things kind of led to a different state of mind, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So where I'm at now is I take some supplements, some vitamins, some herbal supplements. I get adjusted usually twice a week still.
Yeah.
Most of the time. And then I also, like you said, I take a homeopathic, and I'm able to get through the death of a family member. I'm able to feel joy. I'm able to stay up past 9 o'clock at night. And I really feel good. My symptoms no longer take over my life. They're just symptoms that I can deal with, just like you deal with a runny nose. Blow your nose.
And this is really the difference between the more natural approach or alternative approach and the drug type approach, which Leah has tried a ton of different types of drugs for this problem. And here's the thing, is that those drugs, they definitely keep you from bottoming out. All right, there's no doubt about it. But they also keep you from reaching the real high highs. And so if you're a mom and your kid is all excited about something, you're going to want to be excited about that with them. You're going to want to enjoy going to those games, and when they hit the ball, you want to just scream with pure joy as opposed to just making it up. And you can't, it's hard to do that when you're doing those type of medications, because you just can't feel very much of anything. It does definitely help keeping you from bottoming out, but really, do you want to go through life without emotion? And like she also said, it has a lot to do with the sleep. You don't have the energy that you would. You want to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. And yeah, it's great when the kids are young, but as they get older, you can't do it.
Yeah, baseball doesn't start till 9.
Exactly. Or even 9:30 sometimes. It's crazy what they have even grade school kids doing. So this type of work really does an amazing job of helping with this symptom of depression that a lot of people, and let's face it, depression drugs represent the third largest number of prescriptions written, right behind the cholesterol drugs and the blood pressure drugs. Then it becomes depression. They say 1 out of 10 people are on those type of drugs. Now, I'm sure that they're getting some relief right now and that their life is a little bit better. But what's going to happen 10, 20, 30 years from now to their brain chemistry? What are they going to have to go to the next level of drug and then the next level of drug? I mean, all of these
You're
are
right.
so unknown.
We have no idea what this does to our brains long term.
Exactly.
And it's scary. People are giving it to their children when there's other viable options like network care and supplementing and things like that.
Exactly. And one of the big things that Aaliyah pointed out was it's so easy just to take one pill one time a day and be done with it. And I have a very good friend who's got that exact attitude. That's what I want to do. I want to take one pill once a day. I want to be done with it. This is a little bit tougher. There's a lot more to it, but you don't have all of that brain chemistry changing and the unknown effects. Like I just saw a research project that showed that depression medications actually start demineralizing bones. So, as you get older, now you've got more of a fear of breaking bones. Well, okay, so yeah, you make it to your years where you get to retire and enjoy yourself, and now what? You're going to be sitting there because you're fear of breaking a bone, or you've broken 4 or 5 bones? I mean, now you're not able to enjoy yourself anymore. People don't think about 20, 30 years from now. They think about what's happening to me right now today, and how can I wrong attitude. You've got to think about the future.
Definitely, you got to think about the future and shoot, I was gonna say something else. Oh, the side effects. Like you said, this has no side effects. When I get adjusted, I don't get off the table and feel funny or feel groggy. Or when I take, an herbal supplement, I don't get sick. I don't get a headache or grouchy at my kids. There's zero side effects for me at least, in what we've done. So.
All right. Well, I hope that this gave you some information that maybe you weren't aware of. Now, if you have a loved one, maybe a friend, coworker, somebody that you think is in the process of dealing with depression, perhaps share this video with them. Go ahead and send them the email, send them the link, whatever. It'll take 10 minutes of their life, and they can maybe see a different option that they didn't even know was available. And that can change somebody's life in the future so much. Just a quick little send or
share, subscribe.
There you go. Exactly. So that's it for this episode of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. Hope you have enjoyed this. I can't wait to see